Guys, in today's lesson we are going to be going over the rewind, one of my favorite tricks, and I actually have a lot of bad habits with this, so I'm going to teach you guys some of the bad habits that I have so you can avoid them and don't get stuck in the trap that I got stuck in with rewinds that took me ages to unlearn. So what is a rewind? It's basically doing a tail whip both ways in the air in one jump. So let's go. We're going to have a look at this. So it's going to be heel whip, tail whip, bring it back down. The opposite to this is a heel rewind where we do a tail whip and kick it back into a heel whip. Now, I would suggest learning the first one first, so starting with your opposite whip, landing in your normal whip. It's a little bit easier. If you are really good at heel whips though, feel free to learn both. Okay, so starting with the motion. We're going to do everything we learned in the last video with the heel whip. So the heel whip is imperative to this. You must be able to heel whip quite proficiently to be able to do the rewind properly, okay? So back foot up against the brake like normal. We're going to lift, kick it out. Now when it gets to 3/4 of the way, we're going to kick it back and bring it back into our feet, okay? Now there is a certain timing for this. Everyone's timing is going to be different, but this is the motion that I want you to practice. Lift, kick out, 3/4 back, down. Now, which part of our foot do we kick it with? This is so important because there's a couple of different ways to rewind. The bad habit that I'm going to show you straight away so you don't get into that habit is reversing your foot. So we want to keep our unilateral movement upwards like this. So we want our feet to be pointing up, not to the side like this. And I'll show you what I mean, okay? So to the side, if we do a heel whip, we turn our body and we kick it with our toes backwards like that. This is a bad habit, but it does make the rewind super easy, but I don't want you guys to learn it like that. The other thing I don't want you to do is kick it with your toes, okay? So we don't want to kick it and then kick it this way like this. Obviously, we can break a foot doing that, and that is dangerous. So the best method is to lift your toes slightly, kick it with the bottom of this part of your heel just here. You can kick it on the heel of, like, you can kick it on the full heel if you're able to, or you can kick it at the front, but I would suggest the center. So we lift up, center, bang, kick it back just like that, okay? Let's have a look at what this trick looks like in practice, all right? So we go up, we heel whip, kick back, and we bring it back in just like that, okay? It's a really fun trick. It looks really cool. It is difficult to get the hang of it first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. Really important tips and hacks for this trick, okay? We want all of the power to come from our feet only, none from our arms. We only use our arms if we're doing multiple whips, but if we're doing single whips, we want all the power from our feet, okay? So we want to be able to go bang, bang. It's all in our feet, okay? Now, all the rules apply from the heel whip video, tail whip video, even the bar spin video, because all tricks use the same things, okay? So we're gonna be using the triangle method again, all right? So we wanna be in this triangle, in this pyramid here, in the safe zone. This is where we're gonna be balanced. Center of gravity in the middle there, okay? So same rules apply with having our chin over the bars when we're doing the heel whip at the start before we kick the rewind. We're going to be watching the deck too to keep it centered. So what I mean by having the chin over the bars, if your chin is in line with the front wheel and you look down at the grip tape, everything is centered, okay? So I'm centered in this position and therefore I have control over the scooter, okay? So let's get into some starting steps with this. Some problems you're going to run into with the whip rewind already is not being able to kick it, because you're going to be like, what the hell, where is it? How do I know where it is? That's where watching the deck comes into play. So as we come out of the ramp, we're going to release that heel whip like we do normally. We're going to watch it, and all I want you to focus on is touching it with your opposite foot, okay? So just touch it. So we're going to go up and we're going to whip. See how I just tapped it? Just slightly tap it, okay? And you're gonna find your point where you can actually kick back. But what do we do with our other leg? So obviously if you're goofy, it's gonna be reversed. What do we actually do with it? This is what took me a little while to figure out. Do we flick our leg like this? Do we push our leg like this? What do we do? Do we bring it back and gun load it a little bit and then kick it? Now, this all depends on experience, and it all depends on your style. The better you are with that kicking foot, the better it's gonna be. So at the start, what you're gonna try and do is basically just place it in the position that it needs to go in. So after you release the heel whip from your back foot, put your foot here and just wait for the scooter to come. That's the first part, okay? So your knee's gonna be slightly bent. You're not gonna do anything, just wait for it to come and let it tap your foot there, okay? So a little example of this will look something like this. See how I just placed it in the air right there? Okay, knees slightly bent like I said, and I placed it. Okay, that's going to help you with your foot positioning. After that, we're going to apply a little bit of a flick. So we're going to place our leg out and we're going to give it a little jolt, just like this. Just keep the toes up and a little, just slightly. You don't need to bend all the way, just slightly. So a little quarter there, bang, and just a little kick, all right? And watch what happens. So now adding in the slight kick. See that? It's starting to move, all right? So I've got precision now. Once you get that precision, guys, it's really easy. So start with a stationary leg, let it come to your foot, okay? Keep watching the deck the whole time and give it a little kick. All right, now let's extend that kick a little bit more. By extending the kick a little bit more, we're now gonna get power, okay? We're using our unilateral movement here. So when the leg's out like that, now it's gonna be bent on this angle here, and we're gonna go bang, like that, a quick snap, bang, in the same position. Just as if you're kicking a soccer ball pretty much, ready? So we go up, bang, and boom, that little kick there lets it come back around. Now, if everything contacts properly, you will be able to kick it all the way around. Now, how do we land this damn thing? It's the same. The best part about these videos is they follow the same principle, guys. So get it into your back foot. After you kick it round, bang, grab it with that back foot. The next thing is get it in the middle of the triangle. So we go bang, bang, in the middle of the triangle. The next step is to clamp it with both feet. If you're a little more advanced, catch it in the back foot. It doesn't matter for now. I would prefer you guys to learn to catch it in the back foot from the start, but if you can't, just take it in baby steps. That's the way we do it around here, all right? So now let's kick it with maximum power. Keep everything in line. The scooter's gonna stay in the middle of the triangle. My chin's gonna be over the bars, and I'm gonna kick it with maximum power to get it to come around. Bang, snap, catch, okay? Very, very, very simple, although hard when you're first learning. Follow these baby steps, guys, and it'll work. So you got to be proficient at the heel whip, proficient at the tail whip, knowing how to land tricks, okay? So I'm going to do a whole video on how to actually catch tricks. I've got multiple on the other channel, but I might link it onto this channel so you guys can see, but I've actually taught people how to catch tricks from scratch, okay? There is a method to catching tricks, but that in a nutshell is the rewind. All the principles apply. So let's do a quick recap. Heel whip within the triangle, kick around, foot stationary, okay? Just get your foot to touch the deck at the 3/4 way, perfect. Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna add a tiny kick. So we're gonna go just like that, okay? It's gonna drop and come back around. The next one, everything the same within the triangle, lift, flick, kick, back down, catch and around, or lift, flick, into the middle, clamp feet and back on, okay? Very simple. Follow the steps, guys. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Come do a coaching session with me. I'm all about teaching you guys the fundamentals, dude. In the next episode, I'm gonna cover the double tail whip, okay? Because I've taught hundreds of kids how to double tail whip, and they seem from moving to 1 to 2, and they seem to complicate it a lot. Now, I don't want you guys to have to go through the struggles that I went through when I was a kid trying to learn how to do the double tail whip. So we're gonna brush over it. That'll be like a 2-minute video because it's a very quick and easy thing to teach. But in the next episode, we're gonna do the double tail whip. And as we progress through this series, guys, we're gonna do more and more advanced tricks. If you have any ideas for tricks that you want to learn, please let me know. I love the point of view filming, making it very easy. I don't want to fabricate it too much. I just want to teach you the simple, fundamental, proper steps. If you watch through these videos, you will succeed. If you come and do a coaching session with me, if you're still having trouble, I will get you there. So go down to the link in the description, come join me for a coaching session. We'll film it, we'll have some fun. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.